What's going on, Paisanos? V here, and we have a massive new update to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. Now, every single time Konami makes a massive change, the players ultimately hate it, majority of them threaten to quit the game, and then players normally adapt to the new changes. This feels a lot different. Now, I had the entire day to absorb all this information. I didn't just like make a spur of the moment kind of video because I feel like that would be really disingenuous because you could be mad today and then tomorrow go, well, you know what? It is what it is. So I really wanted to make this video after just really absorbing everything Konami's saying here. Let me know in the comments down below if you like these changes, if you don't like these changes. I'm going to give you my take on every single change, as well as go over the tournament policy because I feel it's real important. So, Konami has a new tournament policy update, and we're going right into it. The first thing to talk about is the time limits. Now, time limits for Yu-Gi-Oh! Have been changed. Instead of going to 45 minutes, it's going to be 50 minutes for Tier 1, 2, and 3 events. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is one of the first things I like immediately. During COVID, we had 50-minute rounds for the most part. I think besides TCG locals, so it is really good to see it just be universal now. 50 minutes across the board. It just makes things less confusing. So I don't know about you guys, but me playing at locals, regionals, YCS, nationals, every single time I said always, what is a time limit? Because I don't know whether this is going to be 45 minutes or 50 minutes. So this just makes things really clear and easy. And we get extra 5 minutes, which is very important actually. Round times round times may have been adjusted for tier 4 events, like Worlds, before the event starts. That's fine. So we basically get extra 5 minutes. And then the number of rounds have changed. So this is the first major change in number of rounds, as well as the round top cut. This is a new subsection to accommodate the difference in number of rounds required for specific tournament tiers. And it's not good. So number of rounds for tier 1 and tier 2 events, well, the top cut immediately is top 8. Now, it's kind of weird when you first look at it. You're kind of going like, why? What is this? Konami goes on to explain, saying, regardless of how many duelists enter a tier 1 or 2 tournament, the top cut playoff will be capped to 8 at 8 duelists. Now, real quickly, this is for locals and regionals. So when we look at this, the first thing you have to understand is, wait a minute, this is a top cut playoff. Meaning, if we do have regionals, and this is something that I thought was top 8 for all regionals, maybe it still is. But what I'm reading into is, if we still have a regional with 300 players, and they still do a top cut playoff, then it'll only be available for top 8. I could be wrong. Once again, this is why they specifically said top cut playoff. I don't think every regionals is going to be 8 invites only handed out. Once again, they don't really go into whether that's going to be the case or not going to be the case. If it's only 8 invites handed out per regionals, it feels like the old UDE days where Konami had no matter how many players entered, a limited amount of spots were always available. That's it. That's the end of it. But if it's the way I believe it is, and once again, I would love to know what you guys think about this. Regionals will still have invites going off the top, whatever, depending on how many players enter the event. But if there is going to be a playoff, then that playoff will be available only for the top 8, which fine. That makes, who cares? Let's be honest with you. For regionals, no one really cares. There's not really a top cut playoff, and if there is, well, as long as I get my invite from 9 to 32 or 40, whatever, does anyone really care? And for locals, it will always be top 8. Fine, sure, it's locals. A lot of players do enter, most top cuts are usually 4 and 8, so this is not much of a change. It sounds front end like a lot of a change, but once again, I want to know Konami will still be handing invites, which I believe they're still going to. All right, so number rounds for tier 3 and 4. So they added a ton over here. Basically, buys don't exist in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is one of the things I don't like. I think, and they go into this a lot more, especially down in subsection 5. I believe that people should be allowed to ID. ID is intentional draw. Now, some players like it, and some players don't like it. The players that normally suck at the game don't like it. The players that are normally decent and really good at the game normally do like it. And the reason why is because it makes life infinitely easier. This is available in both Pokemon, Magic Gathering, and basically every other card game that exists on the planet, besides Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Somehow has a horrible idea that Nintendo draws are bad.
But I want players to think about it this way. Let's say you're playing at a locals or a regionals, and you're undefeated throughout the entire event. No matter what, you're making top cut. What does it matter if you have to play? You're forced to play out the last round. That's what I'm saying. Imagine being in round 8 of a 8-round regionals, undefeated, and you go, you know what? It's been a long day. Let's both just draw and call it a day. I don't understand why that's horrible. Alternatively, if you are X1 and you draw, but it still makes you in a top cut situation where you still get your invite, once again, why does it matter? Some might say, wait a minute, V, that's not fair to all the other players that are going to play it out. That's fair, but if that's their option to play it out or draw. Wait a minute, V, that's not fair to a lot of players that are X2 that are playing it out. Sure, but we're not talking about X2 players doing an ID. We're talking about X1. You understand how it just trickles down? It's only made for like intentional draws being removed. It only helps bad players, and it just hurts the good players that just played enough, busted their ass, and for the most part, guaranteed no that they're gonna smooth ride it in to a good top 8 slot by just drawing. So it kind of saves some time to relax and get ready if there is to be a top cut. So that's why I don't like the idea of intentional draws being so taboo in this game. If you played any other card game, you totally understand what I'm talking about. If you only play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're not good at the game, you probably infinitely disagree with me, which is fine. Because the ID thing, it makes bad players go, finally, now I have a chance of getting in there with my Red Eyes deck. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, but going back into this, there's also a chart to explain a new top cut. The maximum top cut for any normal tournaments, once again, is 8. To emphasize that again. Top cut rounds no longer have a time limit as well, which is another reason why I think if they're saying tier 1 and tier 2, I don't think many locals is going to be doing top cut because no round time limits suck. And I don't think many regionals is going to be doing top cut because once again, that shit sucks. No time limit, you say? Oh yeah, I would love to stay an extra 3 hours to see if top 8 makes it in. Oh, yo, one in top 8 match? All right, let's rack it again, add a couple more hours to that. Top 8 with no time limit is longer, more than likely, than entire fucking regionals. Like, these turns take long. And with a new balance coming up, nerfing a lot of decks, we're probably going to see a lot longer games. So we need time. We need, like, some really good end-of-match procedures. And as far as the top 8 cut playoff, it just isn't in the cards. All right. So I think it's terrible. And then they go on to say, 2 additional Swiss rounds have been added. The total number of Swiss rounds have been outnumbered of duelists. Here in the United States, whenever we have a tier 3 event, which is a YCS, normally we have 9 rounds day 1 and 2 rounds on day 2. With 2 rounds being added, we don't know if it's going to be added on. And front end, I was like, oh, 11 rounds day 1, you're out of your mind. But I think it'll be more like this. Day 1's going to be 9 rounds. Day 2 is going to be just 4 rounds. If I had to guess. Once again, that's an average YCS where it's normally 9 and 2. It'll probably just be 9 and 4. Which is fine, but you got to realize, once again, it's only for top 8 afterwards. So you're playing 13 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's only available top 8. So basically, the people are undefeated, and the few X1s, and by the way, let me explain this for anyone watching this video right now, about, well, I lost in round 1, but I can still play it out. If you lose in the first, like, I would argue, 5 rounds of a YCS, you might as well call it a day and do side events for the entire fucking weekend. Here's why. Because Konami is structured, the entire tournament system is structured to only allow those that lose X1, let's say, in later rounds to advance or have a better record. They're probably going to have a better record because the people they're playing against will be higher because they'll be undefeated. See how that works? X1 undefeated. If you do that shit in round 1, the guy that beat you in round 1 still has to play, what, 13 more rounds? And he has to go undefeated in order for your X1 to be strong. But if you're in round, like, I don't know, 12, and you lose, well, that means you just need that guy to do a little bit better, and you'll be right there with him. So, basically, the way this works for the top 8 playoff, if you lose in the early rounds, you're basically cooked. Now, hold on. You can still play the rest of the YCS. You're more than welcome to do that, for day 1 at least. And Konami will still give pricing that's adequate. I would imagine, actually, it would be top 32 pricing, but given only to those that make it up to top 32 as far as the YCS. But if your dreams of, like, topping or winning a YCS, man,
I got really shitty news for you. It's got a lot harder for basically no reason. Every other card game, once again, doesn't do top 8. Top 8 is so unbelievably hard and bad for the player base. The carrot on the stick for a lot of players, the dream was to top a YCS. I know I topped my first YCS in YCS Houston, and it was a massive dream to do that. I was blown away. I didn't even care if they said we gotta drop you because we just don't feel like it. I don't care. I made top out of YCS. That is a monumental achievement. And for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's also a monumental achievement. And Konami is yanking that away now and saying, well, you can still make top 32, but we're going to film the players that are top 8. Basically, those that went undefeated, and like I said earlier, those that went X1 in the later rounds. So, get fucked. I mean, I don't like this. I think this is terrible for the game. And I swear to God, like, the prize support is so bad, the work you gotta put in, Konami better be giving you blowjobs by the time your ass makes top 8. Like, I better be seeing nothing but hookers lined up, and I just walk in there and get my dick sucked before I play the top 8. And then maybe I'll bust my ass to play for top 8. Because there's no reason on this planet Yu-Gi-Oh players are gonna bust their ass for a goofy-ass Steam Deck after working, well, how many rounds we're playing again? You said 9-2? Oh, wait a minute, no. 9-4, so it's 13 rounds? And then I get to play top 8? Some goofy-ass promo card that's a vanilla monster and a Steam Deck? Bro, you can go to a bar and have a way better time for half the money you will pay for a YCS. That includes going to a strip club afterwards, by the way. This is insane, and once again, I don't agree with this. I don't think there's any player that's like, yeah, this is great, this makes sense, I like this. Once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this. I think this is a terrible choice by Konami. I do hope enough players can speak up about this to Konami to hopefully bring back top 32. We don't want 2 extra rounds. We want top 32. We want the carrot on the stick, not a damn stick with some string on it that you gotta chew on if your ass makes it a day 2, at the very least. Alright, moving forward, to actually go ahead and emphasize what's going on here. Regardless of how many dudes enter a tier 3 event, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships, the top cup playoff will cap at 8 duelists. Duels in playoff round will not have a set time limit. To end, during these rounds, duels will still be able to expected to play at a proper pace. Slow play penalties will be enforced. Let me pause it again. I don't mean to keep pausing this every 2 seconds. Slow pace penalties being enforced at Yu-Gi-Oh! Events are a joke. Konami might as well enforce their smelly person policy ruling that nobody ever enforces as well. And by the way, I've been in enough Yu-Gi-Oh! Events where that policy should have been enforced many a times because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't know what cologne and deodorant is, or don't know how to chew gum because they forgot to brush their teeth in that morning, and they got stink breath, and I gotta deal with that, and many other players gotta deal with that. It's the same thing as slow play. It's just, Konami says they're gonna do this, and then they really don't. We are balancing out this change to Top Cup by adding 2 additional Swiss rounds at Tier 3 events, such as YCS and WCQ. Even if you lose in the earliest Swiss rounds, you have additional rounds to recover. That's a lie. See, once again, Konami just totally bullshit. By Konami's own tournament structure, their own tournament system, they just lie to you. If you lose early, don't worry about it. Keep playing. Because your ass ain't getting in, but fuck it. Which gives you a chance to win the show prizing or even make top 8. You're not making top 8. Dude, if you lose round 1, I swear to you, there is no realm that you can make top. Like, there has to be a natural catastrophe specifically at that location, and you and 7 other dudes survive. Not 8, because they'll make top 8, and you ain't. 7 people survive, and a judge has to be alive, and a TO, and then maybe they'll continue the event because it's Konami and they're greedy, and they'll allow that to happen. Other than that, you ain't making it in. Alright. Prizes will continue to be awarded to duels depending on their final standings in the tournament just before. So once again, you'll still be able to get top 32 prizing. You'll still be able to get your promo pack if you make day 2, which is still awesome. It's just the fact that, like, we're not going to see top 32 breakdown playing it off, which I think is infinitely better than top 8, wham bam, thank you ma'am, have a good day, infinite time. Let's see this shit, you know, let's see this round play out for about 4 hours. I got the time. Like, it's so goofy, bro. It's so ass backwards. Alright. Once again, they got rid of intentional draws. I talked about that already. I think that's insane. Reporting match results. You know what? I'll be honest with you. At first, I was like, "This is so stupid," and then I kept reading this. And I go, "This is actually really smart." I'll be honest. This is really good. In addition, the game will apply to the next round for the duels responsible for submitting a match result within 5 minutes of the end of round. Both duels will receive a match results for the current round. So you'll get a matchless next. So basically, if you hand your slip in 5 minutes and 1 second after the 50 minutes, you basically lose out the entire event. Oh, your leg hurts? You got a wobble you're walking around with? Well, unless you report medical, yeah, saying getting that additional time, you're gonna have to wait. Oh, the slip took a little bit extra because you guys played up to 50 minutes, and then your opponent will tell you about his mad dope deck. Well, too bad. Now, where that seems bad, and I get to a lot of players, that does seem bad, I will say, a lot of times at Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, I had to sit there as I'm packing up, and my opponent won't shut the fuck up about their dumbass deck. I would have beat you if I had this card. I would have beat you if I had this card. Yeah, my deck does a lot of things. Yeah, I'm gonna explain to you about in full breakdown game 3 of round 4 that I played. I want you to understand the entire game, say what I was going through mentally. Sign the fucking slip, give it to me, get the fuck away. So, in a weird way, I get this. I totally get this. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players love babbling after the... Dude, when a match is done, I'm packing up, I'm signing, I'm taking myself, I'm out of there. The last thing... And I don't want to be mean. Like, I try... There's oh, okay, cool, man. Well, good luck in the rest of the event, you know. I don't want to be mean, but bro, I'm on the clock. You're on the clock. I'm out of here. Leave me alone. And I do like this. As weird as it sounds, I do like this. Now... For those that do have any kind of medical issues, always report your medical issues. You don't have to report in detail to Konami. I might do a video about medical issues because I have some personally, and I know other people do have some as well. It's always important to report medical issues at a YCS. They'll give you kind of some extra leeway with certain things because you can't run if you can't, or something's wrong with your leg, or maybe you got a heart condition, or whatever it is. Report those medical issues, especially if you have any paperwork to back that up. I remember the first time I went to report medical issues, it was a couple of years ago. I brought like a stack of paperwork, and they were just like, no, it's fine. We got you. You're good. Like, you get static seating and stuff. I'm making another video about medical issues. I think it's really important because I feel like a lot of players don't report medical issues, and then, you know, they go through a lot of shit they don't need to. Once again, I'll probably make that video in the future. So I think that's really good, to be honest with you. It also results in double loss. So, your buddy that's babbling about his dog shit deck should really be quiet so you can grab that slip and go report the match result so there's no issues. I think this is excellent. Due to the new end of match procedure, an unreported match result will be recorded as a double loss. If you're submitting your match results via Neuron, I don't ever recommend that. Physical match slips, Neuron, it's a really shitty app. Like I said, it is what it is. I'd rather do physical slips over Neuron. That's me, but you let me know what you guys think about that. And then we have what's changed. So we have a new end of match procedure. Swiss and single eliminations will use the same end of match procedures. If a match does not end with the winner, both duels will receive a loss of the round. So there has to be a winner no matter what. There's gonna be a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh players doing. I would imagine doing this thing where like, oh, the time's called and we don't have a winner. Look at you and go, all right, buddy, wanna roll dice for her. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, we're not gonna bullshit ourselves. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw players like at the end of a round, they're like, listen, man, it's around fucking 12. I busted my dick the whole day. You did too. Let's just roll fucking dice. No one's looking. Who gets high roll call all day? Fuck this double loss bull. I'm just gonna say that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure. And Konami is basically you're not supposed to do that. If you get caught, you'll get in trouble. But let's be honest, man. You bust your ass 13 rounds. One of us is getting that top 8 slot. Roll that fucking dice. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I won't do it, Konami. I'm just saying that if I see players doing that shit, I'm not looking that way, and I don't think nobody's looking that way because if you bust your ass for that shit, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm not gonna say anything else. The final match of single elimination tournament will no longer be timed. Sure. Some tournaments will have additional rounds of single elimination that will be untimed, but that will be posted in the event-specific FAQ. First of all, this is going to be walking back through this time rules that we've been dealing with for the past years at this point. I think that we need time rules in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm one of the very few players that think time rules in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is insanely important. If not, a regional will end at 4 in the morning and have to start at 8 in the morning the day before. It's fucking bonkers how insane it would be. A YCS, you would have to start around 9, 10 the latest, and you're not going to finish until 1, 2 in the morning, and then you're going to get your ass back there. You're going to get up by like 7 and be ready by 8:30 to be playing the next round at 9. Like, that's how it's gonna have to work if we had the old time rules, which were atrocious. It was really bad. So I don't say I like the new time rules. I get the new time rules. These new time rules, it's like Konami just gets lazy. They go, listen, we got like an extra couple of hours. If it's like 5 o'clock and there's an event still going on, we're just yanking that time and say, fucking, we'll make this round no time and see what happens. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like Konami just can turn off the current time rules, which aren't the best, but they go back to the old time rules, which is no time rules, and that's pretty bad too. That's pretty bad for a plethora of reasons. But like I said, I just think this is a not good thing. It's Konami walking back their current time rules. I think they should fix the current time rules, not walk it back. When they end the round, when the time ends and the match is over, neither duels may continue in action or that may take place in the game. Roll your fucking dice. Come on, you roll, man. I think that's what's gonna happen all over the place. Bro, I promise you that's gonna happen. If the match is not finished, it will end in a double lost. A match is considered finished when one of the two duels, when one of the duels has won 2 duels or lost 2 duels. If a duel has completed 3 duels without the match finishing, and there is a time remaining in the round, if duels have ended a draw, the duels will go into a 4th duel. In order to win a match, duels must win 2 games prior to the round time expiring. If 9 duels has won 2 games, the match ends as a double loss. It has been several years since the end of match procedure changed, so make sure you're prepared for your next tournament. The tournament policy is often overlooked as duelists focus on card text and rulings, but it's important as an important part of the tournament preparedness. I agree 100%. Please make sure to review the current version before attending an event, regardless whether it's in person or a more remote tournament. So, obviously, there's good and bad about all this happening. I think that I think Konami definitely put a lot of work into this and a lot of thought into this in certain things, and other things they just kind of went, fuck it, just leave it. If worse than worse, make it like it used to be. That's how I felt like they thought. Like they kind of like got burnt out. I feel like Konami had a deadline to do things, changes in the game, and they did like this, and the rest was like, fuck it, make it like how it used to be. Screw it. I don't really like all this. Once again, I think top cut should always be top 32 or higher, depending on the amount of players attending the event. That is the carrot on the stick for Yu-Gi-Oh events. I think this is going to drastically impact, not the next couple of YCS, but potentially the YCS afterwards. So I would imagine tag team YCS and Nevada would still be good, but other YCS events, like the first couple of ones, I think we have one in Pittsburgh. But pretty much all the YCS events by this year, either will have decent attendance, but we'll start seeing a slope. And then by next year, we're going to see even more heavy slope because nobody's going to drop thousands of dollars to go to a YCS event just to lose round 1 and drop, because what's the point? You're not going to make top 8. Or maybe even lose round 1 and round 2. And X2 normally you can still make top 32 in the previous system, but in the current system, it's just there's no point. You're not going to make top cut, buddy. It's done. You're done, and unfortunately, your journey has ended. You pay $1,000, get a hotel, spend a ton of money, and time with your family, and went through the hassle of traveling, which is a massive hassle, just to get smoked around 4 and 8. Well, your journey's done here, buddy. Enjoy those side events. That's basically what this feels like. If that's Konami still pushing players to side events without saying, hey, why don't you go play those fucking side events, you fucking scrub. That's what it feels. That's what it feels like. It feels like Konami is just, without using words, get your ass to the side events. They're kind of squeezing players to just go, oh, I'm over, it's done, I lost, I'm done by round 4, I went X2. I mean, other players, many other events have won it out and went on the top of this YCS event and potentially even win it, but under the new tournament policy guideline structure, yeah, I'm gonna go play side events now. Which is unfortunate, atrocious, I don't like it, I don't think any player really likes this, and once again, let me know what you guys think about this, comment down below. It's your boy V, and you guys all have a great day.